Tender preparation by the procuring agency for procurement of services. The procuring agency or authorized user of the procuring agency can prepare the tender. To start preparing the tender, there has to be a published annual procurement plan. When procuring consulting services, there are two options available. Option A: begin by requesting expressions of interest from interested firms. After receiving the expressions of interest, you can then shortlist the firms and issue a request for proposal to those shortlisted firms. Option B: alternatively, you can directly prepare and issue the request for proposal to all eligible firms, without requesting expressions of interest. Option A: requesting expressions of interest. Search Annual Procurement Plan and create tender. There are two options to search Annual Procurement Plan and create tender, from APP menu and from Tender menu. From APP menu, log in and click on the My APP under the APP menu. Search for the Annual Procurement Plan by any of the search parameters from the Advanced Search. The status should be selected as approved and check the box Created by Me, to view only the annual procurement plans created by you. Click on the dashboard of the relevant annual procurement plan. Under the Action column of the Package Details table, click on the Create Tender or Proposal option. From Tender menu, log in and click on the Create Tender under the Tender menu. Search for the APP and submit to create the tender. Preparation of Request for Expression of Interest Notice. To start preparing the tender notice, accept the Integrity Pact. Fill in the required information. Check the Set Pre-REOI Meeting checkbox, if applicable, as per the procurement rules and regulations. All the dates selected should be on working days. Click on Submit, and this will take you to the Configure Key Information page. Select the appropriate standard REOI from the drop-down list, and click Submit to save the information. Tender Committee. There are two options for creating Tender Committee. The first option is to create a new committee. Go to the TC tab and click on the Create link. Enter a committee name and add members by clicking on Add Members. You can select committee members either from the same procuring agency or other procuring agency offices. Assign committee role for each member as chairperson, member secretary and member. Head of the procuring agency should be the only chairperson in the tender committee. Click the Submit button to proceed further. Click on Notify Committee Members to notify the committee members. The second option is to use Existing Committee. Go to the TC tab and click on the Use Existing Committee link. Search for the committee by name or tender ID. Select the committee and click the Submit button. Click Notify Committee Members to notify committee members. Opening. There is no need to create an opening committee. The tender initiator, procuring agency or authorized user will open the tender on the set date and time. Tender Evaluation Committee. There are two options to create Tender Evaluation Committee. The first option is to create New Evaluation Committee. Click on the Evaluation tab and then click on the Create link. Name the committee and add members by clicking on the Add Members button. You can select committee members either from the same procuring agency or other procuring agency offices. Assign committee role for each member as chairperson, member secretary and member as appropriate. Click on the Submit button. A new Tender Evaluation Committee has to be approved by the head of the procuring agency, and to do that, click on the Create link beside Workflow in the Evaluation tab. Then Process File in Workflow. Enter the necessary comments. Select Forward Action and Submit. The file will be on head of the procuring agency's dashboard for approval. Once approved by the head of the procuring agency, notify the committee members. The second option is to use Existing Committee. Click on the Use Existing Committee link. Search for an existing committee by committee name or tender ID, and click the Search button. If the committee exists, select it from the displayed list and click the Submit button. Click on Notify Committee Members to notify the committee members. For document preparation of request for expression of interest, go to the Document tab for document preparation. The selected standard bidding document will be displayed here. Configure points for technical evaluation from the Configure link. Select sub-criteria for each evaluation criteria as applicable, and then click Submit. The forms with a green tick mark are standard forms, to be filled by the bidders. Go to the Upload link, and upload the terms and reference. Forwarding to head of the procuring agency, go back to the Notice tab, and click on the Create Workflow link. Click on the Process File in Workflow link and forward the file to the head of the procuring agency for approval. If head of the procuring agency returns for modification, make the necessary changes and submit again for approval. If head of the procuring agency approves, the tender notice will be published on the set date and time.